Okay, so split page notes. T-chart. That's another way some people refer to it. You have a line across the top, you've got a line running down, not the middle. Notice how my line is off to the left a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and do that on your paper. Because you're going to write a little bit of information on the left and a lot of information on the right. Okay? So those of you that have done split page notes before, Samantha, I'm looking at you. What goes on the left-hand side?
Left-hand side is the title.
Title, or I have another word I use for that. This is not always necessarily a title. Sometimes it's a title, but it's not always a title.
The name of it?
Could be the name. I'm going to use another T word. And you're going to write this on your sheets. I use the word topic. Sometimes when we're reading out of the book, we will use the blue titles or subheadings. Sometimes we'll use vocab words, so it's just the topic. Okay? Then what goes on the right-hand side? Johnny? Okay, sometimes a definition. But if we're not looking at a word, we're not always going to have a definition. Sometimes definitions do go there, though. Information. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Info. Some other people will call this details. And I just spelled details wrong. Details. There we go. Okay? So you have a topic and then you have information and details. Once you have those two things written on the top of your paper, put your pencil down. So we're going to do a sample that I do not want you necessarily to write. Just so we kind of get this idea in our head. Okay? So again, on the left we have a topic. I'm going to choose a topic very near and dear to my heart. My dog. Okay? So if that is my topic, again, you have to write this down. Sometimes people think it's one word, sometimes it's a couple words, doesn't matter, but my topic is my dog. So then on the right-hand side, I'm going to write information about my dog, or details about my dog. For example, my dog is fat and smelly. Okay? And this dog likes to drink out of the toilet. Okay? So that's information about my dog. I don't have a dog. Okay? So that is information about my dog, and I'll put it there, and it also chases its tail. I never claimed that it was a very smart dog, okay? So this is information about my dog. So you have a topic on the left, information on the right. So let's do another topic. My donkey. Would you believe me if I told you I had one?
Yeah.
You shouldn't, I don't, okay? Now here, this seems like such a small, insignificant thing, but I want to point this out. Sometimes, the first time we do this, we write our donkey underneath our dog. Our second topic right underneath our first topic. Why is that not a good idea? Other than the fact that dogs and donkeys typically do not get along, why is it not a good idea to do that, Marissa? Yeah, because then if you're reading this, if I don't know, it's clear because I'm using different colors. But if I was using the same color and I was looking at your notes, I would think that your donkey drinks out of the toilet and chases its tail. Do you see how I could see that? So you always want to make sure you have that lined up. Some people even do this. They draw a line just to clarify, hey, this is my dog, this is my donkey. Okay? Does that make sense? And I think it's just a nice way of organizing it so you make sure you're not getting things confused. So keep that in mind. So we're going to have 3 topics we're going to put on our sheets today. I don't want them to run in together. All right? Give me a thumbs. Level of comfort. We're good with this? We want to get the real deal here? Okay, good.